you so much for joining me today on this podcast. So happy to have you here. So grateful for all of you who have subscribed to my channel, and for those of you who are also liking the videos and sharing them. We also have meditations for those of you who enjoy meditations, and even for those of you who have never done a meditation. This is a great place to start. They're short enough that you're not going to be in there for a long period of time, but at least to have the opportunity to calm yourself, silence your mind, calm your nervous system, which is always such a great feeling. Anyway, so we're going to be diving into today's episode, which is, are you in love with potential? And this is a conversation that I have with so many couples, so many individuals around their romantic relationships, particularly when they're telling me how much they love this person and how good this person is with them and how much they're in love with their partners. And then when I continue having deeper conversations, they're like, well, you know, I know that one day they're going to be better providers. I know that one day they are going to treat me better. I know that they have it in them not to be so selfish. I know that they are looking forward to being nicer with me and not yelling as much and not being as angry, and that one incident that happened that one time is never going to happen again, where they pushed me. And so when I'm having these conversations and I'm being very open with the individuals that are sharing with me, I'm here today to remind you that if you're with a person because you're in love with that snippet of a moment when they were very nice, or that day that they made you feel so special, or they're saying that they're finally going to be helping you more financially, and that you have this idea that one day you're going to wake up and they're going to be a different person. Think about what you're really trying to manifest in your own reality is probably another person, right? Probably not the person that you are with. Why? Because when we are looking at our partners for what they could become one day, or what they're saying that they want to be, or we can remember the words that they use, although the words that they use and the actions that they take are not aligned. And so they say a lot of things, really great things, but you don't really see them taking action. The reality that you are being faced with is to see and feel, what is it in this relationship that I am attached to? And am I just being codependent with this person because I can see and feel that there's so much potential in them and that they could be so much better and greater and so much more. However, they're choosing to be the person that they are. And if that person that they are is not satisfying to you, then there's a conversation to be had here, not necessarily with them yet, but with yourself. What are you seeing and feeling in this person that you feel that if you don't have that with them, that you would have to find this not only within yourself, but in another person? And a lot of times I hear people, well, I'm not ready to be single, or I'm not ready to date again, or we have kids. It only makes sense that we stay together, at least till the kids are 18, right? And these people already have it in their mind that they're not going to stay with this person. But for right now, they're going to settle, right? They're going to settle and they're going to hang around just in case one day this person that they're with is going to change and become what you would want them to be or become. And this is the illusion, right? This is the lie that you are telling yourself. This is a lie that we say to ourselves, is that there's such a great potential that this person could be more successful, that they could be a better husband or a better wife, or that they could be a better parent, or that they could be more dedicated to the family, or that they're not going to cheat on me again, right? All of these potentials and all the lies that you are stating and trying to convince yourself to be truth, right? And so this is where it all gets very muddled, because you're confusing what's actually happening right in front of you, this experience that you're going through, and you are pretending that it's not really happening. Because if you could see the truth and the reality of what's really happening, then you would have to take some steps to change it. And what I mean by these steps is that you would definitely need to have a conversation with them and put the cards on the table. Like, you said this and you did that. You have stressed this and you've done that. Or I'm not happy with you because you promised you were going to be better this way, or do less of that and more of this, right? All of these conversations, which are very uncomfortable and they're very scary, if you're with a person that you're not sure how they're going to react, right? Because their reaction in the past hasn't been very positive sometimes. And so that fear that paralyzes you, that is not good for you, is not helping you to elevate yourself, and definitely not helping you to elevate with each other, right? Because now you are wrapped up in a lie that you've told yourself, and you're wrapped up in this lie that this person is supposed to be something that they're not, because they're not showing you that they could be whatever potential and that box that you've placed them in. And so this is so many times why I see people who are in the wrong relationships with the wrong partner for a really long time. And it's really coming to this point where if you see the truth and you can accept the truth, then you know it's time to leave them and put yourself first in this situation, so that you can begin to heal from all these lies that you've told yourself and all these lies that you've allowed someone else to tell you, right? And so when we're in that energy of fear, right, that the truth is coming out, or that you've got to see what's really happening in your relationship with your partner, when you're in that energy for yourself, with yourself, then it's really scary. It's very scary. It's very paralyzing. It's so painful, because you've got to look at yourself in the mirror and decide what it is that you could have done different or better, or sooner, why you didn't take this on sooner. And rather than being so judgmental with yourself, I'm going to invite you to look at this as an opportunity, not only to set yourself free by accepting your truth, by accepting the person that you are, and accepting that you deserve and want better, you want more. And you're also allowing the other person to step into being free and figuring out their own life without you necessarily being in it either. And so typically this brings us into that energy of loss, that energy of grief, right? You're going to be grieving this loss, this ending, this closure. You're going to be seeing yourself in a new life, in a new light, in a new experience, in another opportunity. And change is so paralyzing for most of us, right? We like what we know. We don't want change. Change is terrible. And the truth is that your soul has been nudging you to see the truth of what is really happening in your life and what is really happening with this relationship and this person that you are with. It's interesting that I can share a story with you today of this person that I worked with who had come to me for some healing, and she had had cancer in the past, and she had it a second time. And it's interesting because as I was just having a conversation with her during our session before we did any of the healing work or any of the energy work, what I was receiving from just reading her field and reading into her energy was that what started when she started with the cancer, the first time she was diagnosed, was when she first found out that her husband had been cheating with his secretary. And she was shocked when I gave her that information, and I asked her, what was the timeline? And she's like, no, it was precisely all happening at the same time. I knew that he wasn't being loyal. I knew that he was being unfaithful. But when I found out, it just culminated and it spiraled me into just feeling terrible about myself. And that's when I got diagnosed the first time with breast cancer. And so I reminded her that she already knew, right, that this was happening, but she had convinced herself that that was not going to happen. He was going to change. He was going to become better. Those are all the promises he told her. And that didn't happen. And he continued, or, however the story unfolded. Where I'm going with this today is that we typically know in our hearts, in our energy, that there's something off in our relationship with our partners. And so staying in love with this potential and lying to yourself is very self-destructive, to the point that it can create a disease within your own body, because you are not allowing the energy and the frequency of truth and transparency, which is also love, and it holds that high vibration within your body. And instead, you're allowing the toxicity of lies, the toxicity of lack and scarcity, because if your partner is not 100% on point and aligned with you, then there's a misalignment. And when there's a misalignment, then that means that the frequencies are off. And I've talked about the mismatch of frequencies and how often that happens. And we just stay and we pretend it's all okay until we can't pretend anymore, because we're actually sick. And our focus now has to go into healing our dis-ease, and stepping into this healing really kind of puts everything else on the back burner. So what happens is that our soul is calling us to take care of ourselves and to put ourselves first, right? So when you're caught up in this story that you're telling yourself, you're lying to yourself. And lying to yourself is also very abusive to yourself, right? This is your own self-destruction, because truth will always set us free. Truth is acceptance, and it's knowing, it's like, okay, so we grew out of each other. I don't love him like I used to, or I don't love her like I used to, and she or he doesn't love me the way that they used to either, and that's okay, right? That means that you grew out of each other, and that's it. You don't have to pretend that you want your partner to be someone else, because the truth of the matter is that it's important to leave this partner and go find that other person that you would love to have a relationship with. That you don't have to be in love with the potential. You could actually be in love with the person. And that they can be in love with you, because maybe your partner is probably looking at you in the same way. If you're looking at them that way, you are marrying each other. They also want the potential in you. So they're not really in love with you. They're in love with your potential, with what you could become, or who you used to be, and why you're not more of that, right? And I hear that all the time when I'm having conversations with couples and I'm just watching the interaction and I'm listening to the words that they are saying out loud to each other, right? Because we make it a safe place for them to do that. At that point, what I'm hearing is, I don't want you, and I don't want you, and I want something else outside of you, right? And I'm hearing it from both people, and it's not until they can come to the awareness and acceptance that their time with each other is over. Now they're free to move forward and free to move on to building the next version of themselves in another relationship, with another partner, or in another place, another time. But it's definitely another experience, because that timeline that you were engaged in that relationship of potential with that partner is done. That timeline is finished. And you're looking for this new version of yourself to have this new reality. And this new reality is not potential. This new reality is real. It's concrete. It's grounded. It's high frequency. It's high vibration. It fills you just to think of your new life. Where you're going to live. Where you're going to travel to. Who's your next partner? How are the kids going to enjoy their new life, right? And so instead of being in that energy of sacrifice and suffering and potentiality and all of these lies and illusion that have been built into the field of energy that you have been exchanging with your partner, and that can just be collapsed and released, now you get to see the light of what's right in front of you. And typically when we have this potential, this idea that there's something more, there's something else out there, is because your future self, that aspect of you that is in you, is your soul, is the knowing that you are ready for more, is already bringing into your reality and into your thoughts. It's coming into your conscious, subconscious, unconscious, superconscious mind, into your dream state, into your meditations, that there's a part of you that already knows that you deserve something better, different, more of. And so it's your future self, that aspect of you that is telling you, I'm ready for more. That's your higher self, right? That's the spirit and soul within your own physical reality. This is you having this conversation with you. And all I'm doing today is reminding you that this beautiful opportunity is already happening. It's already in the field. And so how you walk away from this experience is all up to you. It's all on you. And doing it from a place of love and compassion and acceptance will help to free your spirit and soul, will help you to feel like you can free your partner so that they can also free you from this energy of love and compassion, so that you can both continue to be your most beautiful selves and find the next path, right? The next way forward. And so without looking at it from such a place of negativity, detriment, fear, paralysis, instead, I'm inviting you to step into this higher frequency, this awareness that you are ready for more, to continue to live your life to its fullest, and find love in a place where you haven't found it before. Whether it's the self-love, which that's the first place we start, is the self-love, and the love perhaps of a partner, a romantic partner that is not based on potential, but is based on reality. It's based on the here and now, and most importantly, it's based on being present with each other. So I hope this has been very helpful for all of you today. I continue to want to express, again, from my heart of compassion and love to your heart, to help you all find your way, your path into living this most beautiful life journey with high frequency, high vibration, truth and honesty, so that you can continue to be light and share your light with all those you love and all those around you. I'll see you at the next one.